Now before this video starts, guys, I just want to say that I've just been through this whole thing and I've tried to follow it and review it as I've been watching it. Now I've never seen this before. It was incredibly difficult to review it without, any images or videos that you guys are seeing, because obviously I can't show the video that I'm watching because it's too graphic, too gory. There's a bit of animal abuse in there. Well, not animal abuse, but the killing of animals, how animals are killed for farm things and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm going to try and do is, for this video, I'm going to try and include as many screenshots as I can, just so that you guys have a mental image of basically what's going on. You can sort of get the background. Now, I won't have any screenshots that include blood, that include people in pain. I will include things like maybe people tied up unharmed. Now I'm hoping that's not against the YouTube rules, it probably is, but we're going to do it anyway. It probably won't be illegal to show that, I suppose, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to try and show you as many screenshots as I can, and yeah, I'm hoping that you can sort of think about what's going on in your head as I'm explaining it. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. So like, subscribe, and enjoy. And we are back with another video. Now the other day I was thinking to myself, I haven't talked about any strange or weird videos in a while. Now I had a look around for some, should we call them Mondo Gore mixtapes, and I thought, and I basically found one. Now this is called Banned in America, and it's basically just I've got it up here. It's basically just a compilation of horrible videos. Each clip's probably around 3 to 4 minutes each, and I decided, for the sanity of you guys, I'm going to take you through this one today, and I'm going to watch it. I've not seen it before. I've seen the first clip, but I've not seen the rest of it, so this is basically a first reaction / review video explaining this mixtape. I call it a mixtape, it's more like a shockumentary, should we call it. So without further ado, let's begin. Banned in America. So it basically introduces us to the, I can show screenshots sometimes as well, introduces us in a very weird style. Comes up, Banned in America. Then it comes up with a warning. It says, what you're about to witness will disturb you, even shock you. There is a dark side of humanity the censors won't let you see, but we will. View at your own risk. So yeah, with the warnings said and done, it takes us straight to the first clip. Now, there's a guy on the road, and he's basically laying down
On
a
sunny
tab.
Los Angeles afternoon, a major freeway system grinds to a halt as a distraught
Now,
man
it's on the freeway,
decides to take
and the freeway's obviously been blocked off. There's no cars coming along, and there's just a truck sat on there. Like I say, I'm including screenshots, so it's not just going to be me talking. There's a truck sat on there, on the freeway, with a shotgun in the back. And there's this guy putting some kind of tarp down as a protest. And he sets the truck on fire with himself in it. Or whether this is a man or a woman, I'm not sure.
Truck, along with his dog. But that
Now he runs out on fire a little bit, but he's not badly hurt. So I don't know why he did that, that's a bit weird. So this tarp's still out at the moment, and he's running around the freeway. Oh, it's showing a replay of this truck anyway. very slow footage. There's not much to it. It sort of keeps replaying the fire part and him running out. And then he begins to sort of strip off in the middle of the freeway, removing the burnt clothes, probably ripping his skin off. And he does look a little bit in pain, I've got to admit, but he gets his ass up and he's fine. He's fine. He's he's just taking his shoes off, his pants, stripping off in the freeway. It must be warm. I mean, how the fuck is it not? He's just got out of a burning car, Christ's sake. And he's standing on the side of the bridge now, and it looks like he's going to jump. And he puts his arms out like that, as if he's trying to balance on this wall. And then he just gets off again, wanders around for a little bit. He doesn't know what to do. I think he's like high or something like that. He does look like he's been taking drugs. So then he grabs the shotgun. It said that his name's Daniel Jones apparently, from what I'm hearing. And he props a shotgun up against the edge of the freeway and blows his brains out. And there's blood trickling down the freeway. Now, I don't know what this was. This looks like some kind of protest of sorts. Not quite sure. Doesn't really give any background information. He's basically just labelled as a crazy person. That's the end of clip 1 really. Nothing else interesting. You see a helicopter fly past, and that's about it. But this looks like some kind of news broadcast. I mean, there's a lot of people now standing around, police and that, looking at the burnt Toyota. It's a Toyota, with the body covered up and little evidence slips all around the area. Now we move on to the second clip, and apparently it's in Caracas, Venezuela. It's a hostage situation where there's a guy holding a woman like that, with a gun pointing to her head. Now she's already covered in blood, so it looks like she might have been tortured beforehand. Now he's negotiating with her, and he's telling them to basically shoot him and take their best shot, but he's not letting go. So the police are all gathered around, obviously with guns pointed on him, and he's next to a garage, and there's armed police everywhere, you know, proper armed police, like them GTA police you see. But I don't know who the woman is, obviously, and there's people looking outside the windows. There's a big crowd as well, and he's just been taken out. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. So it's showing an interview with the woman afterwards, and that dude, he just, wow. Wow, it's showing him being loaded into an ambulance with blood everywhere and a hole in his head. And he got shot right in the eyeball. Shit, dude. It's showing it in slow motion as well, about 3 times. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. And a good shot. Now the next clip shows a police car chasing a car down the freeway, a black sedan in California. I'm going to turn the volume up because there's a dude speaking over it so I can hear it. And I can probably tell you a little bit better about what's happening. So it's like a police chase basically. That's going on. And they've stopped. The black sedan's stopped. And the policeman's coming round telling him to put his windows down, and he's driven off again. Pranked, I guess. But yeah, he's speeding round the freeway on the wrong side of the road as well.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, and there's a big car crash.
Oh no.
It's a 4-man car crash.
No. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh no. This is
Wow.
terrible. This chase has just ended.
So it doesn't look like they've survived that.
I'm speechless. I'm sorry. Oh.
God. I'm assuming it's going to show some kind of aftermath here. Yeah, that's brutal. There were 2 cars coming round, and this black sedan sped up, went past these cars. And it's showing us the crime scene now. And there's this truck in the middle of 2 cars sandwiched in between, and the truck's sort of like bent, like one half of it's facing that way, the other it's literally like that. It doesn't look like anybody survived that. Wow. It does show a lot of these clips in slow motion afterwards. Oh, and it's showing the aftermath. Holy shit. So the drunk driver is actually, it's a drunk driver in the black sedan, and it's actually showing the aftermath of him. And sort of, he's leant up against his chair, and the chair's been pushed so far forward that it's crushed against the steering wheel. So the steering wheel's like there, and the chair's like right at the back of him, and he's basically bent like a fucking cheese string. It's that bad. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there was no surviving that. He's definitely dead. But it's like the whole car, every single car in that is just crushed. The people in the front seat of the car. And it's just complete and utter chaos. Jesus. Now the next clip we have shows 2 people blindfolded, wrapped up against a tree, and it's an execution. So they're tied up against a tree, and I presume they're going to get shot. Yeah, there's a firing squad lined up. And they're just sort of waiting for orders. Yeah, and they've shot him. You don't need that many bullets, that's just inhumane as fuck. And there's people cheering, there's a crowd and they're cheering, so whether these were criminals in the Middle East, it's based in a Middle Eastern country, these could have been criminals. And that's one way that they deal with them, possibly. But yeah, it's showing the aftermath, and they're definitely dead. There's no doubt about that. One of them's sort of hanging from a tree like that, just dead. And it's playing some pretty sweet heavy metal music over the top of this as well, so that's cool. Now the next clip's showing a guy sat against a gate with 2 police officers. It's a desperate man who wants to commit suicide. He's got a gun, and they're trying to talk him out of it. He's sat up against the fence, and it's still playing that heavy metal music over the top of it.
And the man gets his death wish.
Oh. Right, okay. It looks like he tried to attack the police and they've shot him, so he's basically got what he wanted. But the only way he's done it is by threatening the police. Oh, and it's moved on to the next clip straight away. It's basically a stadium, and there's a guy who's getting stabbed repeatedly by a large group of men. And he's running away from them, and he's struggling to run because he's quite heavy. I don't mean to sound rude, but there's a group of men with axes and knives, and they're going for him. And this looks like it's somewhere in Africa. Possibly. Now the next clip shows a ton of
In some countries, criminals and thieves don't get court trials.
oh, there's thieves.
Instead, this is their punishment.
This is like in the Middle East again, or in Africa, and it's thieves being punished. So they've been tied up in a barn.
It gives a whole new meaning to the term five.
Oh, and they're chopping his... Oh, fuck. They've just gone and chopped his wrist off. Oh, and his other arm. Holy shit. And he's kicking and screaming, man. Oh, no. They're chopping his wrist off like there. And he's just got stumps and he's kicking and screaming. And they've chopped his leg off as well. Holy fuck, dude. Oh my god. And they're putting like... Oh, it just shows the hand on the floor. On the bagging... Oh, on the foot. Now the next one basically shows a South Korean protest. It's like a work protest. And they've got boards. And they're walking along the ground with these boards. And setting stuff on fire. And they're setting the whole board on fire with these men underneath it. And there's a whole dude just been set on fire. And he's running, his hair's on fire, he looks like fucking Ghost Rider after the transformation. And the next clip basically shows a guy with a gas canister and he's
like these evil Knievel wannabes,
pouring gas all over some cardboard boxes for some reason.
Frank.
It's called Frank apparently.
Holy shit.
Pulling some evil Knievel bullshit apparently. Now I'm pretty sure those boxes are going to set on fire at some point. It looks a bit like guy who plays Jack Torrance in The Shining.
What a pathetic sight.
And is he on a wheelchair there? He's on a wheelchair or something. I mean, I can show some of this, so you won't be left with just this explanation. You'll have pictures. Oh, he set the boxes on fire and those boxes are burning.
We have a fire.
God damn.
Here comes Mr. Wright.
Oh, here he comes. So there's a guy rolling down very slowly. He's not getting over that on some kind of like cart, homemade cart. And I think he's gonna, yeah, fall off the cart. That was just some jackass stunt by the looks of it. So they've just taken the fire out with a fire extinguisher. Nothing to it really, pretty boring clip. It wasn't even like good. So the next clip shows basically an emergency boat and there's a guy with his head in a compartment, the engine compartment, and the engine blows up in his face. Like this guy was not ready for this fireball to come crashing into his face. Like he didn't even get a chance to step back from that shit. Damn. And again, it's playing the heavy metal music behind it, which is a great feature. Really works. Now the next clip is some, I don't know, really grainy footage of a building on fire. There's people jumping from roofs, off the floor, not into any sort of safety nets or anything. They're just sort of jumping off the building, hitting the building on the way down. Like they're full on yeeting themselves from this building to get out, to get away from it. It's pretty sad actually. Now there are people with safety nets underneath the building, but there's too many people trying to jump out of there to get into these safety nets, so instead of burning alive, they'd rather just go the easy way and jump out of these buildings. And the crash they make when they go onto, they basically bounce off the floor, obviously dead. Yeah, not much to that one, just people jumping out of a burning building. Now the next clip is basically some Witches of Salem shit. The narrator just made a pun saying hang around, and it's a hanging of a guy, of a woman. No, it's a guy. Okay, it's a guy. He's just got long hair and hanging him from a rope on a wooden rafter by the looks of it. And the guys are wearing face masks, so I think this might be some kind of ISIS or a little bit Al-Qaeda at the time, because this is 1998. And he's just hanging from the rafters, eyes open, in shock, floating around. And they keep bouncing him up and down for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe to try and keep him alive and keep the pain going a bit longer. Well, yeah, that's a way to go, innit? Hanging. It's a very medieval execution sort of way to go. Next clip basically shows
all over the world.
somebody
Drugs, money, territory.
who's been killed in a car. Can't see much. Shotgun. Oh, it's a shotgun blasting a car. So somebody's blasted a shotgun through a car window, and the person's died as a result of this. They've taken him out, put him on the ground. There's not much to look at. There's just a group of people gathering around a car. Oh, there's a dead guy in the car there. I can see him now. But yeah, it looks like he's been shot while driving. Pretty sure the narrator's just said it's something to do with drugs. Gang member. It's just said gang member. Which is probably one of the most common things about this, and again it's showing more shootings in a convenience store, drug related, and arresting a guy who looks like he's from fucking Alabama or something like that. Still playing that bloody metal music. I might have to mute it soon. And there's a guy just cleaning the door, just with a little brush cleaning the door, and like specks of blood, just like, yep, just another day at the office. It's just showing them loading bodies into a van, people covering bodies up, people getting arrested for drug violence, drug-done violence, dead people in cars. This is just a massive compilation of stuff now. Somebody dead holding a bag of drugs. Some young African kid found with bags of cocaine on him. Obviously another gang affiliated thing with a "just say no to drugs" sign at the end. Now it's showing some tribal people smoking a long pipe. I mean, I can show this, I think. And one of them takes a hit automatically, and he's doing that with his hair.
Where can I get some?
God damn, they're really going for it. God, through the nose and everything. Damn. They look high as shit. Okay, now they're sticking it up the nose and blowing the nose everywhere. Snotting everywhere. So, as soon as they take this sort of pipe, I'm not doing that again, fucking that. As soon as they take a hit of this pipe, automatically the reactions are just like flailing about. And it's so weird. I mean, I can probably show you what these guys look like. Damn, this is like tribal drugs. God, forget the weed that you get in the UK and whatnot. I'm gonna try this shit. That was a penis there. He's walking about with his penis out. I don't want a close up of that. Well, you won't be able to see that. They're all just sitting down, balls hanging out, as you do. One of them's walking around pretending he's just won the Euros. Which, by the way, congratulations Italy on that one. Now the next clip's a black and white clip
Now
showing
here's a guy who's had way too much corn squeezins. And now his friends
a
are
drunk
having
guy,
fun at his expense.
and there's a guy sort of spraying stuff on him. I think it might be like silver colouring or something like that. There's basically a guy just spray painting his face with something, and this guy's basically blackout drunk. He's not even woken up yet either. He's still fast asleep. Oh Christ, okay, now they're setting his fingers on fire. Oh, that's fucked up, dude. They basically set his crotch on fire, and he's woken up and he's just sort of staring at his crotch because he's so pissed he doesn't know what to do. And he's trying to blow it out, but he's just got this fire growing on his crotch. Oh, it's gone out now. And I think he's burnt his penis, actually. Oh man, poor bloke.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
With friends like these, who needs enemies, says the narrator. Jesus Christ. I think that man needs a new band of friends, not gonna lie. Well, he's got this spray paint in his eyes and everything. Absolutely wasted as well. This is somewhere in America, Southern America as well. And he's just going back to sleep apparently. And now they're sticking sellotape around his head. Oh, that's just cruel, dude. This is like a prank, but like, it's not even funny now. Because they've gone as far as spray painting his face, which was funny at the start. And then set his crotch on fire, which was a bit like, okay. And now they're just sellotaping his whole ass face. And he still has no idea what's going on. But it looks like somebody's tied a load of rubber bands together and sellotaped them all. Oh, he's fallen back asleep with the sellotape on his head. God damn. That man's got some balls. Okay, now they're just slapping him in the face. This is just getting a little bit cruel. Now the next clip's showing some camera footage from 1990. It's the police and two women trying to fight, and the policeman's trying to split it up.
This one never made it on America's Funniest Home Videos.
And this was meant to be on America's Funniest Home Videos, but it never made it on because it's basically showing fighting in the street fighting, which isn't funny to some people. So there's this policeman in the middle here. He's trying to split it all up, and there's just two large coloured women going for each other. Sorry, I burped then. Going for each other. Maybe some sort of gang fight, I don't know. And she's just stripped off all her clothes. And now she's fighting naked. Okay, well, there's a reason that didn't make it onto America's Home Videos. I shan't be showing that, otherwise I'll get banned from YouTube. But she's just sort of flopping about like a blobfish. Shit. And now she's starting on the policeman. Oh, and she's made it to the other woman, finally. That policeman's just completely given up. Completely given up. He just thought, yeah, fuck this, it's just another day at the office, and naked woman ended up slapping clothed woman. And she's really going for it, and she's not winning. She's not winning. She's been pulled away now by another bloke, round to the side of another car. Now the next clip basically shows, I think this is somewhere more in South America, there's
These
two
truckers
people.
paid the ultimate price for their
Ooh,
crimes,
there's two people on the
their
floor
own heads.
with their heads cut off.
Even
Robbers
if
paid a
we're
price,
seen
got
like
their heads
this.
cut off. It's showing the aftermath of this. Two bodies on the floor, covered in a white gown. Yeah, there's a large group of people around them. Kids as well. Women, kids, men, you name it. Dogs, cats, flies, I guess. There's flies there, lots of them. And it's just basically showing the aftermath of two executions. And there's a guy telling everyone to step back. There's been a murder of two robbers. And he's taking the cloths off the bodies. Oh no, he's not, he's putting them back on. And he's doing some really horrible didgeridoo music in the background. It's like, and it's making really, really horrible to watch. Is that the kid and his mum or something? She's just sort of walking in between them with her son. Her son's just like, oh, let me have a look at that, mum, that looks cool. I'm totally not going to be scarred for that. Oh, it shows the heads. So the two heads are lying beneath the feet of these men under the cover, which you couldn't see before. But they've just uncovered it and you can see the heads all covered in blood, all rotting and shit. Brilliant. So now somebody dead on the side of the road. Next clip. People gathering around. It looks like it's been a car accident. Somebody lying there dead on the side of the road. People watching. His neck's basically been mangled.
Human atrocities are a part of daily life.
And his neck's broken. Somebody's just grabbed his head, moved it around, and it's just completely to the side. I can't do it myself because I'll end up breaking my own neck. So now they're basically carrying him off into the back of a truck. What a lovely way to go. Yeah, it's like this part of the area, I don't know where it is, it looks like somewhere in maybe South America again. There was another guy at the other side of the road as well. I think they've been shot, you know. I don't think this was a car accident, I think they've been shot. But there's another guy at the other side of the road. Oh, tell you what, he's been beheaded badly, and the full head hasn't come off. So there's the other guy at the other side of the road, he's lying there and his neck's sort of cut and opened, but the head's not completely off. And they've also had a go at trying to chop his leg off as well. So now they're carrying him off and they're going to put him in the back of the truck with his friend. Yeah, very brutal. And he said something about atrocities like this being the norm in parts of Southern America. Holy fucking shit. Now, I had to take a second there, guys, because this next clip came up, and Jesus Christ, I don't know what I'm seeing. It was basically a guy. At first I thought it was a guy, and I'm not going to be able to show you guys this, but I thought it was a guy sat on a huge rock. I thought this guy was sat on a huge rock, but let me play the video, and this guy gets up, and he was sitting on giant testicles, his own giant ball sack, and he's just got up and he's looking at the camera, and this guy looks like he's in pain. And there's some guy smacking a rock with another. Oh, he's smacking it on his bollocks. Why are you doing that? There's basically a guy with a tray, and he's able to sit on his own ball sack.
Has the worst case of elephantitis of the scrotum.
Elephantitis of the scrotum, that's what it is. And he's just sitting on his balls, doing his dailies, you know, doing a bit of cooking on there, pretending it's the counter. He's tried to get upstairs, and there's a guy lifting his ball sack up. Like, here you go, yeah. Let me just grab those balls real quick and push you up, give you a little boost. And that's in some Indian country or something like that. Now the next clip shows an Arabic freedom fighter. It looks like he's been arrested.
An Arabic freedom fighter Caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm pretty sure he's about to be executed by the police. Yeah, they're putting a sign on his head, blindfolding him. I don't know what the sign says because I can't read Arabic. I mean, I'll probably be able to show that screenshot. Fuck it, we'll do it anyway. I'll show you guys that screenshot. They're tying his legs up. He doesn't look very happy that he's been caught. Oh, I've seen this before. They've laid him on the ground, and I'm pretty sure they're shooting now. Yeah, shooting point blank with an AR-15, and he's still breathing. He's still alive after like 7 shots. He's still moving, and he's not anymore because he's just been shot in the face at point blank. And the sign was covering his face very conveniently. But yeah, oh, fuck me, he's still alive. He's still alive, even though his face is like bent and caved in. So the next clip shows a group of cars. This looks like it's very vintage. It's basically African villagers gathering to watch an execution. There's a lot of army men walking round. And there's a group of people tied up on poles with their arms behind their backs, and a group of army men. They're about to basically do a firing range sort of thing. So they're basically shooting them on these poles. There's about 10 people lined up, and they're getting ready to get a firing squad onto them, and that's what they're doing, shooting them with rifles, and they're all dead. God damn, brutal, absolutely brutal. And one of them's still alive. All but one. So I presume they're just going to take him out. Yes, it's showing it all in slow motion as well, so they're very slowly, the bodies are very slowly falling onto the ground as we speak. Ah, I know this next clip. This is the suicide of Bud Dwyer. And I know a little bit of background about this. Basically, Bud Dwyer was putting out a speech. And all of a sudden he told somebody to pass him an envelope. And out of the envelope he got a magnum, a strong pistol, a powerful pistol, and he opens it, takes it out, puts it in his mouth, and killed himself on live TV. He said, "I don't want." He said, "If this affects anybody, please leave the room now." And then he put the pistol in his mouth and pulled the trigger. And there's people screaming all around him, of course. There were reporters there at the time. Somebody recorded it. Blood just comes gushing out of his nose and the back of his head. And moving on, the next clip shows a suspected child molester who's been arrested by the police. And an angry father's come along and he's just straight up shot him, which is great, I suppose, if it's a child molester. He's dead, obviously. He's just been shot in the face. There's blood coming out of his ears, blood coming out of his nose, blood coming out of his mouth, every fucking crevice, orifice, whatever you can think of. And this father, obviously, whose daughter or son was molested by this man, he knew this man was going to be at the station this one day and went there and shot him. Honestly, the things you do as a father, I wouldn't blame him for it, but Jesus Christ, he should have got his justice by letting him go to jail and rotting in there for life. Now, this next clip is unfortunately about the killings of animals. It's basically showing little baby seals in the wild in Antarctica or the Arctic, wherever. And there's a guy just macheting the shit out of one of them and using it for fur. It's just a little baby seal, and they're basically
Millions of animals are tortured and killed.
they're basically reeling in these seals, you know, convincing them to come with food and whatnot, and then they're just sort of gathering them into little groups and hitting them until they die, basically. And it's just an extremely inhumane way to kill an animal for food. If you are going to kill an animal for food professionally, don't do it like these guys. And the next clip shows dog fighting. I fucking hate dog fighting. They've really saved the worst ones till last. And there's 2 pit bull terriers, of course. They keep calling pit bull terriers dangerous. Sorry, when they're really not. A lot of them have just been brought up into the dog fighting scene, and these 2 dogs are really going at it. One of them's legs almost ripped off. There's holes in them. One of them's been killed off, of course. Now the next one shows a chicken. Next clip shows a chicken, and I'm pretty sure she's about to chop its head off,
Their lives meant nothing.
which is more humane. I mean, yeah, fuck that. So she's just chopped the chicken's head off. Technically, breaking its neck would probably be a better way to do it. Now, I'm not saying that's entirely correct, but this chicken's had its head chopped off, and you know when they say run around like a headless chicken? This is why. Can't show it, but the chicken is still flying about with no head. Obviously the head's disconnected and that's dead. I'm going to go through these really quickly. Next one is a cow being strapped up, bled to death. There's a guy cutting its throat with a machete. I look like I'm playing the fucking violin. I'm not. And I don't like stuff like this, so I just want to get through it. Really gets me, this stuff. It's just showing these cows poking their head through some sort of glory hole looking thing, let's call it, and then people digging at them with a machete and then crushing the skulls and then crushing the cows. They're picking up lambs as well, and that one's going to get his throat slit too. They're hanging it upside down, cutting him in half after they've skinned them, and he's basically slitting the throats of these lambs as well, these sheep, upside down, hanging from the roof on hooks. And this looks like some kind of meat production plant that's going on. They're basically taking every inch of meat from these skinned animal carcasses, not leaving out a single bit.
Sometimes, though,
Now we have Rodeos. Another clip's popped up. It's Rodeos. I don't agree with Rodeos personally. I know they're still very popular in countries like Spain and Mexico, as is bull riding. This is horse riding apparently. Horse bucking. Bucking, is it? Do they call it that? Like buckaroo. And it's basically on horses instead of bulls. Which for me is worse, because a horse is more like a family pet than something to use for other people's pleasure, like this. Basically it's just showing people falling off the horse and the horse going absolutely mad. And this is another thing I don't agree with whatsoever. I've never agreed with bull rodeos and all that kind of stuff. It just completely aggravates the bull and the horse, obviously, in this case. So now we're done with all the animal stuff, and we're nearly finished with this let's call it mixtape, shockumentary. And there's a group of African people basically gathering around one African guy. They've all got sticks and knives and guns, and they're all just kicking the shit out of him, and whacking him with these with these guns and sticks. and then he gets shot in the face. And it's just cut to the scene where they're basically throwing tyres on him, and what they're going to do is they're going to burn those tyres, set him on fire, and that can't be very good for the environment, honestly. Burning rubber, you know, that shit's going to smell. And it can't be good for the health of other people either, so fuck that. And now it's basically just showing gore images. It's showing the aftermath of Kurt Cobain's death, just his bloodied face where he shot himself, showing the death of Princess Diana, the car after the crash in 1990 something or other. What else is it showing here? It's showing,
And the blood-drenched scenes.
I don't know what that
of the
is.
crime of the century. The brutal murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson.
Something or other, Nicole Brown Simpson, showing that. More pictures of blood on the floor, on a tiled floor. It doesn't explain what it is. It's just showing all these pictures of crime scenes, showing a little pathway with blood on the floor and a dead woman at the end on some stairs, in a really nice looking area, actually, not gonna lie. Showing a pair of feet poking off the stairs. I presume it's the woman's feet. Obviously somebody liked taking feet pictures, and it's showing the woman's face close up, all bloodied and burnt, and there's a gaping wound in her throat, which they've actually covered up for this, so I can't see that. And that's basically it. It's taken us back to the start of that guy with the shotgun in the car.
Images of death, violence,
But yeah,
bizarre human behavior.
it's just basically explained as well how images of violence and gore and death can be easily found on the internet,
Right to see what goes on.
and he's completely right about that. It is just so easy to find stuff on the internet now, especially mixtapes of gore and animal abuse and stuff like this. This goes by the name it was given, banned in America. It's basically, I think it's basically clips that have been used in other places before, but were so bad that they wouldn't allow it on American TV. So they've basically put it into one big
It
compilation
is a freedom worth
and
fighting for.
put it on the internet. So yeah, this thing was only 45 minutes long, but it felt like I was watching it forever. So I basically explained that to you, so you don't have to go and watch it yourselves. Like I say, there should be plenty of screenshots in here. I'm going to try my best to edit it in a way that you guys can sort of know, or could sort of know, what was going on at the time in the video, so you can get a sort of mental image, and I'm hoping it's worked out for you guys when the complete thing is up. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.